Let's move on to main topic number 3. And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Matthew Williams. And Matthew Williams writes, The Mandalorian has been Disney Plus's biggest project so far. Yes, it has. Not so much The Mandalorian's documentary series, but The Mandalorian has. And The Hollywood Reporter has revealed that Temuera Morrison, who played Jango Fett in episode 2, has been cast to play Boba Fett, something we talked about over the weekend. His clone son, the clone son of Jango Fett. Is this a good idea? I thought Boba Fett died in Jedi. Are they trying to make up for not making a Boba Fett movie or series? Thanks for all you do and stay safe. All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yes, the news broke on Friday, actually, that Morrison, the actor who played Jango Fett and was just recently in Aquaman, by the way, and we liked him as Aquaman's dad in that very much. But that Hollywood Reporter saying he's coming into Mandalorian Season 2 and he's going to be playing the bounty hunter, Boba Fett, who they, of course, teased in the episode Gunslinger of Season 1 of Mandalorian. That's got a lot of people excited. I'm torn. I'm not going to lie. I'm torn on the idea of Boba Fett coming in. And I talked about this on Open Mic this weekend because on the one hand, I don't like Star Wars shrinking the universe. Like, I don't like that every time we go into a Star Wars property, we have to trip over another character we've already met and we already know. You know, Rob, the analogy I've always given is that you know how if you live in a big town or a small town, by when you walk out your front door, how long does it take you to bump into somebody you already know? If you walk out your door and you can walk around for an hour or two and not see anybody you know, you probably live in a Los Angeles or New York. You probably live in a really big world. However, if you step out your front door and you immediately at your doorstep run into 5 people you know, chances are you probably live in a pretty small town. And Star Wars, to me, over the years, has continuously shrunk the Star Wars universe instead of embracing the expansion of it. And one of the things I loved about Mandalorian was it's the first real new Star Wars thing that we've gotten that just was all new. New characters, new stories, new locations, although they did visit, like Gunslinger, they revisited some places. So on the one hand, I'm a little bit apprehensive of them bringing in Boba Fett. On the other hand, he is one of the coolest Star Wars characters of all time. The fact that they're bringing Morrison back for it, what is there not to be intrigued by that? So I'm a little bit torn. I admit, I'm of two different minds. But Rob, when the question comes up about why do this, I'll tell you right now why Disney Plus is bringing in Boba Fett. I will tell you right now. It's 2 words. Fan service. It's totally fan service. It's nothing but fan service because Boba Fett is super popular. Everybody gets excited at Boba Fett. Let's bring in Boba Fett. It's pure fan service. Now, I should also mention that fan service is like any other tool. It can be a bad thing or it can be a great thing. It's like any tool in a filmmaker's belt. Fan service is just a tool. It all depends on how you use it. We've seen a lot of movies and TV shows use fan service and it comes across as pathetic. We've seen some things use fan service, like Endgame. Listen, there's a bunch of stuff in Endgame that's just fan service, but it was used properly and created incredible effect and emotion, right? And so it all depends on how they use it. But I am telling you right now, the main reason they're bringing in Boba Fett is purely on a fan service basis. And let's just hope that it'll be fan service the way Disney used in Endgame as opposed to a number of other things we've seen. Rob, you and I haven't had a chance to talk since this news broke. What do you think about them saying that Morrison's coming back to play Boba Fett and the whole thing? Why do you think they're doing it? All that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts on this situation?
Well, first of all, like you said, I don't like the Star Wars universe made small. Now, this show takes place between Jedi and Force Awakens. We've seen, here's something that I would hope that we would see. That if Boba Fett shows up, that his armor does not look exactly the same. You know, we've seen we've seen Pedro Pascal's Mandalorian change his armor, upgrade his armor over the course of 8 episodes of The Mandalorian. I hope that Boba Fett will recognize him because of the color scheme. I know that seems strange, but one of the things about Star Wars is they never seem to take the passage of time into consideration in these movies. And one of the things I really liked about Solo was seeing the Millennium Falcon with cowlings on it, with the looking new. I mean, so it was still recognizable as the Falcon, but it made sense. Okay, here's what the Falcon looked like 20 years before. And I just, not only is the Star Wars universe small, but they just don't take. I want the passage of time. I want I want to believe, John. And if Boba Fett shows up, and Boba Fett is a good character and he's well defined, and he doesn't just show up as some stupid little cameo, that there's a purpose for him being there. And man, open the episode with the flashback of him crawling out of the Sarlacc pit after having killed the thing, you know, I mean, or maybe we'll see a la Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when he gets swallowed by that creature and he's in there with his knives cutting his way out. I mean, that episode with Boba Fett better begin like, 30 years ago, showing Boba Fett climbing out of or however long, 8 years ago, whatever. I mean, I want to see that. And as long as they bring him in and it doesn't seem like I agree with you, it's such shameless fan service. But if the story makes sense and if they make me believe, I'm in.
All right, guys. Question here for you is, what do you think about all this? What do you think about them bringing Boba Fett into Mandalorian Season 2? Some people say, hey, it's a perfect fit since, The Mandalorian. Some people might feel like a little bit apprehensive, yet at the same time, I'm excited. So I'm kind of torn on it. How are you feeling about it? Why do you think they made this decision? I want to know what you guys think. Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.